Sifu has the best combat I've ever experienced, bar none. It is just so improvisational, fast, and fun, and I want to sell you on the excellence of this game. Before I start, I would like for you to criticize this review. It is my very first one and I want to improve, especially if my voice is annoying. I'll work on it. And obviously, some minor spoilers ahead. So, let's start with the premise. You start the game as Yang, who is your older brother and will turn out to be the final boss. Yang kills the main character's father, or at least I think it's the father of the main character. The game doesn't tell you. The main character watched this event from a closet. Yang notices you, and another boss, Faraj, kills the main character. That would be he or she, depending on what you pick. He or she will survive this because they are holding the magic amulet. The magic amulet surrects you at the cost of aging. If you die once, you age 1 year. If you die twice, you age 2 years. If you die 3 times, well, I think you get it. It's game over once you get too old and your old bones take their final hit. This means that Sifu is a roguelite, which means you're supposed to get as far as possible, get a game over, and then try again with your now better grasp of the game's mechanics and some shortcuts here and there. I am personally mixed about this system. Although I like the premise, it does mean that this game is very short, and once you're good enough at it to beat the game without a game over, it is not a very replayable game. The update where they added arena mode, which is also excellent, really improved the replayability. I would have liked it way more if it was a far larger game, without a roguelike element. As far as the rest of the story, I don't fully understand it, because it is hidden from you in small notes and small little things you can find through the levels. You kill all the bosses through the levels, and then yeah, you can also spare them and get the secret ending, which is even more impossible to understand. Due to the roguelite structure, it is a very hard game on the normal difficulty. It's important you pick the normal difficulty because easy is just brain dead easy. You can just spam heavy attacks for your entire first playthrough. The hard difficulty is fun, but I do not recommend it for a first playthrough because normal is more than punishing enough for your first go. So this is a warning. Also, even for the normal difficulty, if you don't want to be frustrated after having to go back when you get a game over in level 3, this game is not for you. It will take practice for you to understand the game, and when you do it, it just clicks. But all this shit does not matter. This game is clearly about combat. There really isn't anything else. No puzzles, not that many cutscenes, pretty much no stealth. The combat is more than enough. Let's cover the basics. You have a heavy, a light, a sweep, a palm strike, and a throw. It will take a lot of time to use these basics efficiently, but you can unlock a lot more special attacks. You can chain a regular combo to a special attack, which makes the combat very fluent. On the defensive side, you have a dash, 2 types of dodges, and a parry/block. The dash is used to change your position in the battle, but not to evade an incoming attack. So to defend yourself, you will mainly use the parry or dodge. There are pros and cons to both. I use the dodge the most. The dodge is difficult because there are 2 types. Use the low dodge for most attacks and the high dodge for sweeps. Recognizing which dodge to use takes very fast reflexes. The advantage of the parry is that you don't have to recognize if it's a low or high attack. The parry timings are so small, it's almost ridiculous. There are also weapons in the game, which are great and powerful, with a lot of depth for each one, but I didn't learn them. I love that. Weapons can change an encounter, but learning how to use them will take time. Another important reason for the game feeling so fluid and fast is animation cancelling. You can stop almost every animation and do a dodge or parry. It is even possible to cancel your attack string and start again, which means you can make combos into the double digits. Learning how to use all these things is very difficult, and that's why it's so important that they added tutorials. Before they added these, the game had a real problem with explaining the mechanics, but now it's a complete experience. I don't know how frustrating this game would be without them. They weren't there at launch, but now they are here, and they're great. A combat system is also only as good as its enemies. There aren't many enemy types due to how short the game is, but there are a few, and all of them have 3 different types that just have more health and a few more attacks. Many of the later enemies are very annoying, so you want to use your focus bar on them and prioritize them. These are also very difficult to learn because they have longer combos with delays and grab attacks. That's not a complaint, by the way, it's good to hate enemies. Different enemies have different stun windows, so you will naturally start to do enemy-specific combos that will start to integrate more attacks once you start to unlock more moves from the upgrade list. If you get their stagger bar all the way full, you can execute them for some health, and these animations are just awesome. Sometimes when you execute an enemy, they fend you off and become buffed, and become big trouble, which makes you more careful when executing. There's also the focus bar. You get focused by doing damage, and you can do a focus attack to control a group or take out a single enemy that is very annoying. There's one problem with the system, and that is that you can't select which enemy to target, and it's very frustrating when the game refuses to target the enemy you want to. What I love about this game is that you have to learn the game and play how they want you to. If you want to achieve success in the game, if you want to beat the game, you have to play stylishly with many different attacks, and when you start playing like this, it will be way more fun. Learning how to use all these attacks while dipping and diving between attacks without getting hit is awesome, and no other combat system in other games come close. Achieving success in the combat system means you have to play in a fun way, which is the most important thing for a fun combat system. The game consists of 5 linear levels, each vastly different in their aesthetics, but mechanically the same. You find shrines every now and then, where you can upgrade, and each level ends with a boss. I won't go into all of them except for Yang. He's a massive difficulty spike. You can't use focus on them, which I find dumb. They allow players to upgrade focus bar 4 times, focus regain 3 times, and use their hard-earned XP on focus attacks, just for them to take it all away for the final boss. The other bosses are excellent until you master them. After you master them, they become boring because they are predictable. Normal encounters in this game are always unpredictable, and something you don't expect is bound to happen. No matter how good you get, it's always possible for an enemy to throw a knife at your head or a bottle. There's not much else to cover. The art style is fine. I don't love it, but it's different from other games, so it's refreshing. It also kinda looked like a phone game. I never really hear the music, but when you do, it's very engaging. If you made it this far, I thank you very much, and I hope I have made you curious about this game.